feel like saying hello and introducing myself, even though I'm not introducing myself, you know who I am.
Yeah, I know who you are.
But starting again and saying, thank you, Kat, for coming onto the podcast.
You're welcome.
This is very exciting. Damo's done quite a few of them now. I always look at Damo. He doesn't have a microphone. I would quite, for reassurance, yeah.
That he's here.
That he's here, yeah. It's quite nice having him. But this is our second episode. And I was very excited to have you on because you're very interesting. But I know
that's funny because I don't think I am.
Well, you wouldn't.
And you asked me, and I was like, yeah, okay, if you like.
But why? Well, first up, I know you've been training this morning.
Yes.
Why are you a weirdo and want to train in the mornings, or is it literally that's the only time you can?
It's the only time I can.
Okay, well that's fine.
So I'm a doctor, and I technically work full time. Thursdays are my research at home day.
Oh shit.
So
you are. I assumed it was your actual day off, but it just means,
no.
So we're eating into your precious downtime.
Well, no, it's fine because I fit it in elsewhere.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, so Thursday mornings and then either Saturday or Sunday, one or the other.
So you get 2 in. You try and get 2 in a week. Yeah, fair. I think 2 is one is not enough. And we see that as well, like anecdotally with people who join. So Paul's quite clued up. People will join and go, I'll come once a week, and it's like, you're not going to stick the course because everyone else is getting better, right? And
it's really, because I've had periods where work was really busy or my kids were being hard work and I couldn't go that much. And you feel really frustrated because you're not really progressing.
Yeah, absolutely that, yeah. And then, so I miss as well you do other stuff. You do quite a lot of different sport as well, don't you?
I do a little bit.
Okay. But I find when I try and do other stuff, nothing quite sort of hits in the same way as like sparring, for example. So if that's for me, I guess because I've been doing it quite a long time, I'm less concerned about getting better, which is probably the wrong thing to say. Just more
you can say that though as a black belt, whereas I've got a long way to go in terms of how much I can get better.
We can all definitely always get better. So I shouldn't say that because there's so much to learn. That for me was actually just me talking for a minute. It's mad when you look at little things that happen. And Ongi, so I used to live in Wokingham, and I started training like once a week in a school over there. That's where I met Chris. And then randomly in COVID, I was running. So it's like, I've got to do something, walk from the door. And he was at the end of my road on a phone. I was like, oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I've just bought that house. And that is funny when you look at little forks because I did like literally no gi really. And then it was me and him would train a little bit, and then you realize how much there is to learn in like a whole other facet. There's always something to learn. Yeah. Do you prefer doing gi or no gi, or not too fast, or?
I really like a choke, so I like gi for that reason.
More options, yeah.
But I really like the movement and the flow you get with no gi. I really like that.
Yeah, it is a bit. I can't quite figure it out. As I've got a bit older, I feel like no-gi weirdly is more forgiving on my body, but I prefer gi. Anyway, your job, because I find it amazing. You are, stop me if I'm wrong, orthopedics?
I am an orthopedic surgeon.
Fantastic. And how long does it take to become an orthopedic surgeon?
For most people, probably about 10 years.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
But I've had 3 kids in my training, so it's taken me 16.
Mate, that's mad. So yeah, how does that work then? You just study it in your own time? Was it like, yeah. And then you have to do X amount of time, like on the tools in hospitals?
Yeah. So you have like criteria you have to meet in terms of how many cases you've done in specific things before you can get signed off to have completed your training.
Yeah. Damo just nudging the mic close to my face. Feel sorry, yeah. But ironically as well, you seem to have ended up in a field of surgery, right? Knee and ankle, that you must have so many people constantly.
It's really useful actually. So I'm a foot and ankle and lower limb trauma specialist.
Yeah.
Which is really useful in jiu-jitsu. And it's also really good because I can empathise with a lot of my patients with their sporting injuries, and a lot of things that they've done are things that I've done.
And most of the people you're seeing, I always just assume when you think about this kind of injuries, it's all sport related, but it won't be, will it, for you? It'll be
It's a total mix. And honestly, you can do the most horrific injuries just falling off an uneven bit of pavement.
Yeah.
You just twist your ankle in the wrong way and then suddenly you've broken everything.
Yeah, literally. In fact, my late next door neighbor, he did something really bad, just complete like slipping on a step
Yeah,
or
honestly,
whatever.
that's all it is.
Yeah. You're also in our gym like open mat group. I feel like you're the everyone who's got any kind of ailment, they throw it out in that group, and I can just tell everyone's just waiting for Cat to chip in. It's like everyone's got an opinion, like it's this and this, but it's like, well, but what does Cat think?
Yeah.
Like that must be semi annoying at times, but
No, I don't mind at all, actually. I think it's so basically I am one of the few things that I think is quite useful being a doctor is knowing other people when you need something.
Yeah.
And so asking my colleagues when I need something, like I'll always fit in a colleague if they have injured themselves.
Yeah.
And I think I don't mind at all if people want to ask me stuff.
Yeah.
The worst that'll happen is I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll go and ask someone else.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking this one's coming over here. I was like, oh, maybe like Cat must just get asked everything, like blanket that they think you could ask a doctor as well, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I do. I'm like, it's not really my area.
It's not like someone coming up to me and going, Cal, how would you do a spinning axe kick? I was like, I know it's a martial art, but I'm not quite.
Yeah.
But I guess you do when you start when do you learn to like specialize? At what point is it like,
So you have med school where you do a bit of everything, and then your foundation year, so that's 2 years where you do a little bit more of everything.
Right, okay.
And then most people start to specialise.
Quite deep into your actual training. Well, not for you, I guess. Well, 10 years, that is absolutely crazy. And then what made you want to pick like trauma and, that, I don't know.
I really enjoyed it.
Did you? Yeah.
And actually, what I said in my interview for my training job was I really like power tools.
Oh,
it's honestly, it's carpentry with people.
Yeah.
And I like the whole biomechanics of it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
And if I wasn't a doctor, I think I'd have been a joiner.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Very similar stuff, I guess.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of the bone cuts we do to say correct deformity, they're named after carpentry cuts. So,
really?
Yeah, scarf osteotomy is a woodworking osteotomy. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a cut you do on wood.
No way.
Yeah.
That honestly, it's mad. I was saying before, or maybe it was on. I'm actually, you wouldn't have known it. Also, full circle, Cat helped me hugely with my knee injury. Number one, getting me, to see Dr. Patel. Do you still work in the same hospital, Cat?
No, I've moved now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, but I was going to talk about that hospital and that experience.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm petrified of hospitals, which is pathetic, I know. But this is why I have so much admiration for anyone in the care and medical field. I really do, because I'm petrified of them on a number of levels. It's one, I'm scared of everything like needles and all that stuff that's ridiculous. But then I'm also just like hospitals in particular. I think a couple of bad experiences when I was younger. They just remind me of like being sad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm always in awe of people who work in those environments and can almost not take that home with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is that something you struggle with or not so much? I don't know. And
I think I'm probably quite good at compartmentalising.
Yeah, you have to, I guess. Right?
And occasionally something bad will happen at work that I will sort of ruminate on for a while. But normally I try and think of the positives. So try and help someone have a good experience through being there and be that person who try and supports them and makes it positive.
Yeah, for sure. And well, that's why, because my experience in the hospital you were in before and the whole thing was amazing. Like,
I have to say, it's a particularly good hospital.
Right, okay, It felt it.
Yeah.
It did feel it. The whole process was so nice. And I know my surgery was on the very minor side of things as well. Didn't have a living leg. There was no carpentry work, I don't think, going on in mine. But the whole experience was phenomenal. But yeah, I was kind of just in awe of that and how well it is every day. Are you in surgery? How many times are you in surgery a week then?
Once or twice. 1 or 2 days.
Okay, and then you have a research day, then a consult.
And then I have 2 days of clinic.
2 days of clinic, so that's just reassessing.
Yeah, so seeing people, either fracture clinic, so injuries, or long-term foot and ankle problems like arthritis.
Okay, yeah.
That sort of thing.
What's the longest surgery you've ever done?
So the longest surgery I've ever seen
Mm.
is a scoliosis correction,
Oh,
which is
okay.
like an all-day deal. It's massive.
Yeah.
The longest one I've ever been involved in was a really difficult tibial fracture, which took 5 hours.
Okay, wow, yeah. Scoliosis is pretty grim, isn't it? That stuff. She won't mind me saying, my sister-in-law, she's got ongoing stuff, and I feel for her with that kind of thing. But I was reading a thing the other day about a new surgery that's all the rage: shortening toes.
I do shorten toes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, if your second toe is much longer than your big toe,
I have that.
then you weight bear sometimes through your second toe.
Okay.
And your foot's meant to be a tripod.
Yeah.
So you're meant to have the weight through the big toe, the lateral border of the foot, and the heel.
Right.
And if your second toe's longer, it takes too much weight and it causes pain.
I won't show you. So on this foot, I've got a big toe.
Yeah.
Bigger second toe. And I broke it quite badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Damo's now looking at his toes.
Yeah.
They're good.
Mine, it right angles off from where I broke it. But yeah, I think it's a cosmetic fad, apparently, Cat.
That's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a funny old world we live in.
It's funny because I think we see a lot of people with bunions who just, they want to wear heels or want their toes to look nicer. But don't underestimate how wrong an operation can go.
Yeah, good point, right? Just for making your toes look shorter.
It needs to be worth it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny you say that I'm begrudgingly, I'm 41 now. And I have a history of, is it a hereditary thing, bunions? Or is that
it can be.
My nan, bless her, yeah, she's got like Blair Witch feet, they're they're like pretty. And then my dad,
she never hears this.
Yeah, Blair. Sorry, Margaret. But I've started wearing like barefoot shoes a bit more.
Yeah, same.
I can't believe how comfy they are. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, right, we've just been doing shoes wrong for.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
Forever, right? Yeah.
I have a bit of a bunion.
Okay.
And a few years ago, it was really sore.
Yeah.
And I now wear barefoot shoes, and the pain's pretty much completely gone just because I don't have shoes that squash
Just
my toes.
squashing your toes, right? Even shoes I thought were good. Like I bought a pair of New Balance that cost me way too much money.
Yeah.
I've worn them like 3 times. So I'm like so uncomfy.
Yeah.
It's like I've been wearing heels, I imagine. Like wearing heels all day. Could be. I guess that's good as well in jiu-jitsu. It's weird. I was thinking about that the other day. I quite like that, that whole like grounding or whatever. I know it's nice just being like barefoot.
Yeah.
Like can do martial arts. Should we talk about martial arts?
Yeah, go on.
Let's do it. So I know you did traditional jiu-jitsu first, didn't you?
I did Japanese Jiu-Jitsu for 3 years when I was a student.
Wicked. So where was that, in London?
It was in Oxford, actually.
Is that what you studied?
Yeah.
Did you? Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford.
Jesus, why have we got so many clever people around? I love it.
You know what?
Compensate for us.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to Oxford.
Did you not?
Yeah, I didn't think it was for me.
Where are you from, Kat?
Staffordshire.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Nottingham.
Okay.
And they didn't give me a place.
Oh, no way. I've got to go to Oxford.
And then I know.
How was it as an experience?
It was odd, actually.
Was it? Yeah.
I went to a state comprehensive.
Okay.
And there were some really posh people there.
Mm.
And then there were quite a few normal people.
Yeah,
like
got you,
myself. Yeah, it was interesting.
I can imagine. Have you met, I have not seen her for a long time, which makes me a bit sad actually, but my friend Nina, who's one of the first women who I remember really being around, to be honest, jiu-jitsu. God, why am I blanking on Nina's last name? Niloufar. Have you met Nina?
I don't know.
So she's one of Roger's black belts.
Yeah.
She's just a rock star, to be honest. So she is, oh man, actually, I think she went to Cambridge now. But she went, same thing. She was, I think, like second generation Iranian immigrant, and went to either Cambridge or Oxford. I can't remember which. I think she studied law.
Yeah.
She now works for Amnesty International. She's on like the BBC talking about, foreign policy and just doing really good stuff,
awesome.
And at the same time, she's like a black belt and competed a lot and, sort of whatever. But she was a, working class family and all that. So it must be quite weird. Have you seen that film? Is it Salt Bay? No, not. That's the guy, the Salt Man.
Saltburn? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
I have seen Saltburn.
That is the most fucked up film.
Where are we going?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
where are we
I don't
going?
know, yeah. I'll backtrack on that quite hard. But yeah,
That's
was...
one of those movies, and you get to the end of it and you're like, what, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck have I just...
Yeah. I was a bit unsure. I think I quite enjoyed it, but my wife's a pretty good litmus test. She's like, no, that's just weird. I'm like, it's pretty weird.
You get, honestly, you're like, I don't know why I've watched that.
Don't know why I watched it, yeah. Can't rewind time. Let's put Friends on. Japanese Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
So it's quite different, isn't it? I don't want to blanket it, but yeah. What were your...
So I started that at uni, maybe a few weeks into my first term, and basically I was depressed. I'd moved away from home and I wasn't really coping, but I knew I was. And I knew I needed to get out and do something. And so I went through all the leaflets I'd picked up at the Freshers' Fair and started going through different activities. And the Japanese Jiu-Jitsu club there was really great because although it was run on a university site in the sports hall, it was not just for university students. So actually it was loads of normal people with jobs and then a few students. And I really liked that. It was because it was outside the stress of the normal university environment. And it was really fun. I think like BJJ, it's very hard physically and I really like that. And it's quite practical.
Yeah. Because I think there's a bit of an unfair misconception. Maybe not as much, but it used to be quite, people would really talk down on traditional jiu-jitsu as like a not applicable martial art, and I don't think that's fair, actually.
Well, I think a lot of the things you do are they're quite staged. Like you very much allow someone to do the technique. And I have to say, I really love being thrown across the room and then just getting up again. Like there's a lot of focus on really hard break falling. And I could throw people twice my size across the room and that was really satisfying. So it was all throws and wrist locks. It was brilliant.
I know, because sorry, carry on, interrupt.
But I was going to say, you're not fighting in the sense that you are in BJJ. The person doesn't really counter you.
Got you, yeah. Just like the what do they call it in judo? Like uchikomi, I think they call it, where it's just you practicing the rep essentially without the resistance. But that does. So I know you're rightly as well. We do need to try and do as much as we can in the gym. You'd like to do more stand up in the gym, right? Like more throws and stuff. But I'm on the other end of the spectrum a little bit now, where I do not like getting thrown across the room as much, because when I was in London, I used to train at the Budokai once a week, and they would do uchikomi, but it would literally be, they'd do these like speed drills where you would have to, and bearing in mind I'm rubbish compared to them, I would go because Ray Stevens, he's one of Roger's black belts, but he's also the last British man to medal at the Olympics. Amazing story behind that as well. And one of my heroes, like just this guy, and he used to advertise my mag. I'd go meet him by the Budokai for a coffee, and then he'd say, come and do my session. I'd be like, okay. And he just ran the Randori session, so it was all the hardcore guys. Anyway, he would, their speed drills would be like, we'd have already done quite an intense warm-up, and I'm pretty lazy. And then it would be me you'd get thrown at like full clip, and then you had to get up as quick as possible to get thrown again, thrown again, and then it would be like, right, and change. But I just remember when it was my turn, so it'd be like me throwing, I'm exhausted, and then it was almost when you think you're getting your breath back, it's literally just me getting launched and like not getting up quick enough for it to happen again.
I used to find I'd get thrown and I'd land on the floor like a sack of potatoes, and that's how I felt trying to get up.
Yeah. I do think the standing grappling arts are way more attritional and not in a bad way. They all bring their own things, right? Like judo so I did the British Judo's magazine for a while. So actually I went to Oxford Uni where they had their old dojo there and did an article, but it's a hard sport. Like you'll find most people who do judo aren't doing it in their like 50s and 60s, like in jiu-jitsu. I mean, we've got a few, I mean, it's mad. I say that and look at our place. We've got Dave's a 53-year-old man, which is mental, isn't it? But, but it is I find anyone who's done a lot of judo, they tend to then come and do jiu-jitsu. It's a bit more cerebral, isn't it? But I think it's important to bring a little bit of the very, very important to bring the stand up back in. But yeah, that's cool. That's sorry, self-indulgent. I was really depressed my first year at uni, actually, for different reasons. I moved away, and I just didn't really find my people.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Like I was really lonely.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to get off my arse and go and do something.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very easy to just sit in your room feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely that.
So that's what got me out. I knew I had to do some exercise, and I knew I needed to
Yeah.
meet some people.
Yeah. And then you started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all
Yeah.
these years later. And was it Ahmed who started first?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I remember his second session, but carry on, yeah.
So my husband's also a doctor, and he's had a few patients, and he's very holistic. He'll ask them like everything that's going on in their lives, and he'd had quite a few people in a row whose kids were being bullied. And we got 3 kids, and so he was like, "Well, what can we do to stop this happening to them?" And the answer is try and just instill confidence and self-assurance. And bullies don't pick on people who are confident and will just tell them to fuck off, right?
Yep.
And he did a load of sort of research. He's like, okay, well, we need to get our kids into some sort of martial arts to give them that physical confidence. And he emailed a load of gyms, and Genesis was they replied the same day. And he came to visit the gym. And then so he sold it to me like, oh, well, the kids are going to start martial arts. And I was like, what do you mean just the kids?
Yeah. You were in?
Yeah, I was in.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? These little tangents in life, and think if we hadn't have emailed back so quick, if
Yeah.
Sian wasn't so damn efficient.
Yeah, because everywhere else took like nearly a week to respond. But the email from the gym was like the same day, and he went to visit, and like it's a very family run place.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's got a great atmosphere, and he was like, "Great, this is the place."
This is the place.
Yeah.
And did you take to it straight away? Were you
Yeah.
like, you did?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm always intrigued by people's first experiences in the gym, because you can tell, I think, quite quickly with people. It sounds bad where I'm like, yeah, they've got this. I'd be really surprised if they don't stick it out.
Yeah.
And there are other people that I'm almost desperate to sort of show them, like, no, just keep knocking at the door for a bit.
Yeah.
You know, even last night I was teaching the beginners class, and we've got, it's January as we're recording.
Yeah.
Stuck to the chair. Lots of trialists.
Yeah.
And you just forget, don't you, when you've been doing it for so long, how for some people just even the close proximity and physicality of it is.
It's really weird, right? And I think one of the biggest things I sort of learned in the first year is just learning to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, very, very true. And that can be, as you progress, getting, ragged on and around, and you're like, geez, or for people in like the first few classes, just being, it's all right, I'm going to be like in side control here, like compressing your chest a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you do look at it. I think when you've been training, how long have you been training now, Kat?
Nearly 4 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. You do, don't you, realize, I do it still now. When you look back, I had a really, like last night, there was, I won't mention the lady's name just in case, but it was amazing in the session. Saw her, first of all, just grasping that it's okay, this, this close proximity. And then by the end of it, I could see, I hope anyway, it looked like she was getting a real kick out of the, oh, wow, okay, yeah, I can, you can let yourself go a bit, can't you? And I don't know if it was you who was saying, I think it is Damo said this before, you forget that most people nowadays don't even really get a hug off people, you know?
And then like in jiu-jitsu, you are like right in someone's space.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's quite unusual, isn't it, from that perspective? And your kids, I'm interested because I know you've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
What are the ages of your kids again?
7,
Yeah.
9 and 10.
Yeah, okay. So I've got 6 and 4.
Yeah.
So they're all a little bit older. But what's your approach? Is it like you guys are going?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, fair. No, I'm interested, yeah.
I guess like most kids, what they really want to do is sit at home and play on their iPads all day, which is not happening.
No, fair. Yeah.
So we have sort of laid it down that they do have to go sometimes. And actually, the family sessions on a Saturday have been really good for that, because even if they don't want to fight each other, I can tell you they all want to choke me.
That's nice though, isn't it? So
I taught my middle one a rear naked choke a couple of months ago, so now that's all she wants to do is armbar me and choke me. So actually that's been really good. If we do the family cast, they really love that.
That's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
And they really like the opportunity to beat me up.
Yeah. That's I really want to get mine down more. I think because I'm with you, I want them to do, I think because I'm one of the coaches, I'm terrified of being like pushing them to do what dad does.
Yeah.
But I also think that just maybe, I don't know, I'm hesitant to push them. Just I think I'm being a bit pathetic, to be honest. Now I'm reasoning it, because Arlo loves it, but
Yeah.
he's quite shy, so he'll want to come with me.
Yeah.
He'll want to come, and then won't want to do the class. But there's so many studies, I'm sure, saying this to a doctor, I'm sure you've read plenty of bullshit, like the studies, but I see loads of stuff on Instagram, Cat.
Yeah.
So,
Don't we all?
don't we all? Saying how good it is for kids, like the physicality and for all of that. So yeah, it's cool. And those classes have been great, actually, haven't they? They've been a really good intro. You also love to compete.
Love is rather a strong word. I would say I love and hate it in equal measure.
That's literally what Fion says, by the way, but yeah.
I'm quite competitive. Yeah. You'd never have guessed, right? I'm quite competitive, but I balance that really difficultly with also being quite lazy.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
You don't have time to be lazy.
Well, yeah, sometimes. I'd like to be.
Yeah.
And I really like a challenge, particularly a physical challenge. So, and competing is actually a really big mental challenge. I found out that actually has been the biggest thing, is managing my own anxiety. And the first time I ever competed, I hadn't gassed out sparring for like 18 months or something. And in my first competition, I found I was just hyperventilating. I was so anxious. And actually, it's so much mind over matter and keeping a level head when you're in this horrible, uncomfortable position.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not something that's natural for me at all. I don't compete a lot.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do more.
Yeah.
And I kind of return to it here and there. And I think exposure is a great thing. I think that so many people are like, you just got to keep putting yourself in the fire. But for me, what was a bit of a turning point was two things, actually. One was, I remember saying to my friend, Dan Strauss, who he competed at a really good level and whatever. But I remember saying to him, I was like, oh, mate, I just get so anxious.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, it's always going to be there, kind of thing. And he was like, it dissipates, sometimes, but he was like, it's always there.
Yeah.
And that was quite reassuring to be like, yeah, it's not just going to not be there.
Yeah.
It's just almost like, oh, hello, old friend.
Yeah.
And then trying to control that, right? But you're right, it's mad, isn't it? John Collins, do you know Big John Collins?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's raced in Olympic finals.
Yeah.
And he did his first competition a little while ago, and he said exactly the same thing as I couldn't believe how gassed I was.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a new environment for him, but just the intensity of it that it can bring. I do think, I hesitate to say, like, I hesitate to sort of push people to competition when I don't do it enough. But I have competed at every belt. And I do think it's something that people, just like you've come to a jiu-jitsu class, you've come this far. I'm like, just give it a go. Just give it a go, because you might absolutely fucking love it, And a good example, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure, Paxton didn't compete until he was a black belt. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure. Or if he did, it was like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And when we went to the Europeans, he had a really good match, like big back and forth tear up, and he lost it narrowly. But I've never seen someone so pumped and amped afterwards. He was like, that was absolutely amazing. And he said afterwards, I don't know, I'm gutted. Why have I just started doing this now? So it's a big part of it. But I think people are going to ignore it a bit in jiu-jitsu, because we are kind of, which is fair, like, it is a constantly combative thing, isn't it, on the mat, if you know what I mean? But yeah, no, so I'm really glad that you do. And I've seen you've competed against people way younger than you.
That wasn't fun.
But it's all experience, isn't it? And
I competed against someone 22 years younger than me.
Cat.
That was hard.
It was hard, but put yourself in the fire, didn't you? That's it. So what does a week look like for you? Because in my head, you train weekends and mornings. Yeah. How can you tell me, walk me through your week? I'm intrigued, because I am, because I think I'm really pathetic about my working week. So.
Okay, well, I work in Basingstoke and Winchester, which is a reasonable distance away. So I get up at 10 to 5.
Okay, yeah, that's enough to be.
And then I leave the house, depending on which one I'm going to, probably 10 to 6. Basically, in Winchester, if you get there after 7:10, there's no car parking.
Okay. That's stressful.
Yeah,
It's stressful.
it's a pain in the
Yeah.
arse.
Is that hospitals all round, by the way, for like hospitals?
No, this is particularly bad
Okay.
parking. So Mondays, I have clinic in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do admin and research in the afternoon.
Nice.
Tuesday is all-day clinic
Okay.
in Basingstoke. So that starts at 9, but I get there at 7:30 because I get my admin done beforehand. I'd rather get to work early, do my admin, and not do it at home.
Yeah, fair.
Like, actually, I'm really careful about not bringing work home with me, and I
Nice.
try and do all my work at work.
Nice.
Wednesday's operating all day.
How many we get through in a day? Depending.
Depends what we're doing. So
Yeah.
yesterday I did trauma and we did 6, which is really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's amazing. What did you do yesterday?
Fixed a broken wrist.
Oh, I thought you just did legs.
It's trauma, so little bit of everything. Whatever needs to be done needs to be done.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, right. All limbs. Well,
Little bit.
everything.
So sometimes there's stuff that's too specialist,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'll be like, I'm not fixing that shoulder fracture. A shoulder surgeon needs to do that, or
Right,
something
okay.
like that. And I don't do hip replacements.
Oh, okay.
So my boss, we fixed a wrist, we fixed an ankle. My boss came and did this hip, and we put a rod down someone's femur for their broken hip. We
Wow.
reduced someone's dislocated shoulder. My registrar chopped off someone's infected toe.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That must, like, honestly, you know, when you... Sorry. Well, I don't know what you and Ahmed do, but like Ella and I, we're like ships that pass in the night, to be honest, with our schedules. My wife works for a video production and animation agency, and she's one of the shareholders, and they're busy. And I'm busy, but we almost come home and we're like ships that pass in the night sometimes, but we'll almost give each other a look at the end of the day and be like, you all right?
Yeah.
And then how was your day?
Yeah.
But my day's normally like, yeah, did a few emails. The class was really good, but you'll come over and be like, oh man, chopped the bloke's toe off.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool.
The funniest thing happened the day before. I was checking on a computer what cases we got lined up for the next day, and my son, who's 7, had peered over my shoulder and was like, "What are you looking at?" And I was looking at an X-ray, and I was saying, "Oh, this person's got an infected toe, so we're going to have to amputate it." And he goes, "What? You're going to chop it off?" Like, yeah. With a knife? Yeah. Will it grow back? No, you don't.
No.
And then what happens to it? Put it in the bin.
It just goes away.
Yeah. It's like, what, just the normal bin? It's like, well, technically, no. The hospital bin gets incinerated. It's like, what's that?
This is, I mean, I'm learning. I didn't know where the rubbish went. That's pretty cool.
Gets incinerated.
Gets incinerated.
Yeah.
What happens? Can you chop off a big toe?
Yeah, of course you can.
That must be hard to balance. Do you get a fake one?
Yeah. It's not very, no, you can't have a fake one. But it does upset your balance.
It's 2026. Why can't we have fake big toes?
Yeah, don't do that yet.
That feels like it should be on the to-do list, to be honest. Because I'd be gutted if I lost my big toe.
You know what? Don't get diabetes.
Okay, fair. That's
and
good.
if you do, look after it
Is that
properly.
mainly when people lose them?
Yeah.
I was thinking something cool, like they got trodden on.
No. Badly controlled diabetes is how you lose your toes.
That'll do it. What's the hardest surgery? Who's the hardest surgeon? What's the hardest surgery?
Me.
Yeah, literally. Do people ask you about what their work?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you say you do jiu-jitsu, when they don't know what it is, they think it sounds very impressive. They've no idea how good I am and if I could handle myself in a real fight, but they just assume that you can.
Just assume you can, yeah. I had, I've talked about this, I think, on Vin's podcast. Do you have, I don't know if you have time, but like social stuff with parents at school?
A tiny bit.
Yeah, same, to be honest. But everyone, I know everyone just thinks that I'm like the Karate Kid. Do you know what I mean? So I'll cow's that guy, and I'm like, okay,
that's not really what I do.
That's not really what I do, but it's fine. Yeah, kind of like that. But yeah, what's the hardest surgery that you, in your eyes, that would be? I don't know. Let's say ankle and knee specific.
The hardest operation I've ever been involved in was a tibial fracture.
I was like when you said, wasn't it? Sorry.
And this person they were old and their bones were really brittle. And you could see the break on the X-ray, but then we did a CT scan, which is a 3D X-ray, and you could see actually the whole thing had shattered.
Oh, wow.
It was just undisplaced. And you know, if you try and stick a nail, a metal rod down that, it's going to go...
Just going to fall.
Which is what it did.
Jesus, then you got to play catch up and try and do
you
whatever. And
try and fit it all back in the right place.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? It's funny because in jiu-jitsu, I feel like, maybe wrongly, people talk about knees the most as like...
I would have thought knees and shoulders, probably.
but I feel like knees get more heat than shoulders. I think it's because of heel hooks, and people are like, oh, heel hooks. Whereas shoulders and like Kimuras and omoplatas and stuff, to me, I'm like, that's way more like potentially, you know.
I think it's very easy to dislocate someone's shoulder if you know what you're doing.
Did you hear about Matt's?
Yeah.
Oh, the X-ray of that. I mean, I'm glad that was him and not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it was like in his armpit or something. I would have passed out as well. I'm a real fainter.
The real problem is the more muscular you are, the more difficult it is to get
it back in,
yeah.
right? Matt is more muscular than me.
Yeah.
A little bit of a shame. So the next thing quite a big thing I wanted to ask you about, Kat. So actually I think my perspective of it, just trying to get more women into like combat sports, jiu-jitsu, grappling. When I started, the only woman who grappled, so I started at Kev Capel's gym, was his partner, Yaz. And that was it.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to London, which was a big school, there was literally Joanna, and that was it. There's like one woman who, you know, she's like really going against the grain there to sort of to get in. So I think things have shifted a fair amount.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What's your perspective? Do you think that there's a lot of work to be done to make it more inclusive, or you know, what do you think are the things that make it an easier thing for you know?
Yeah. It's a really difficult question because there are even now there are not many women.
No, relatively.
And I routinely enter competitions and don't have someone to compete against. Just because, and I think
hydration.
I think a little bit of it might be personality, that as a whole, I don't want to say, well, I'm going to say women are generally less aggressive, but actually I'm quite aggressive.
You're an outlier.
Yeah. And combat sports isn't historically a very feminine thing, right?
I got you.
So I think there's a lot of perception about it.
I'm wondering how much of it is, like you say, though, is it women aren't as aggressive, or is it just that, no, this hasn't been made as...
It's not as like
readily
culturally acceptable to be a woman who likes to fight.
Yeah. I think that's still the door that needs to be pushed a little bit further open, isn't it, really?
Because all the women I've met that have started have really enjoyed it. And I think a lot of it is women needing to encourage other women when they get there. And I've met some great people at the club and at competitions, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And actually, they've been one of the biggest inspirations in wanting to compete.
Yeah, that's great. Because I always wonder, we obviously we want to do as much as we can for everyone at like our place to make it perfect, really, for everyone. And what I've noticed as well, and I noticed this in London, say like a women's only class, it was even in London, they're like, it's great for say beginners who are a bit tentative about trying, but for the women who've been training a little while, they're almost like,
I want to go and smash up the boys.
I just want to go and smash up the boys. I want to go in and mix it, just do normal. You know, I don't want to. So even that's quite nuanced, isn't it? It's quite difficult. But I do think things are changing. But I don't know if I don't think that's jiu-jitsu being an outlier. I think that's just in a good way, the world changing, right? And things being more acceptable. But I do look back and I think about like Nina as an example. Also, Nina's like, God, tiny as well. And I do look back and think, blimey, you're a I can see why you're an outlier to stay the course and actually do it. And I think we've got a fairly, welcoming environment at our place. But I was just intrigued if there's anything you think, not us specifically, but the sport could really do with X, and there's some great people in the sport now who I think, pushing it in the right direction just with their actions, like Fionn being one. Like I think she's my mate, but like the way she talks about the game, the jiu-jitsu and the things that we can do, I think there's a lot of positive, positive stuff from that perspective. So hopefully it'll keep going, keep evolving. So how long until is it Rohan's your oldest boy, isn't it?
He's my only boy.
Your only boy, sorry. Yeah. How old is it? 9?
He's 7.
7, sorry.
Seffi's about to turn 9 and Ara's 10.5.
Okay, so you got a little while until they can actually join the main classes, and you have to worry about them properly.
Yeah.
Being able to. And Ahmed's got quite a bad injury now, hasn't he?
He really injured his neck nearly a year
didn't he?
ago.
I remember.
And it's so much better than it was.
Yeah.
But he's still aware of it, and the risk of it happening again at the moment is just too much. It's not normal.
That's the thing, in that one of my good friends, he kind of ignored his neck for way too long.
Yeah.
Like when you look back when we were younger, I remember him. He was always, there'd be quite often where he's like, "You're right." He's like, "Neck's a bit stiff."
Yeah.
And then not long ago, he finally got an MRI because he couldn't lift a 5-kilo dumbbell in one hand. And it's like, oh man, that is, not good from that perspective. But yeah, that's the only thing with jiu-jitsu as well, I think. Do you do like any like rehabby or like gym work or anything like that? You do?
Yeah. Largely because my husband made me, because it's good for me. So I really like trail running.
Okay.
And that's what I've been doing for like, I don't know, 15 years.
Oh, okay.
But you just end up with loads of injuries if you just do the same thing. And actually starting jiu-jitsu exposed a lot of my muscle weaknesses that I'd been deliberately neglecting for years. So now I do weight training and strength training, which has made a big difference.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm so lazy with that. And there's so many people at our place that are really good at it.
Yeah.
I stopped you. So Wednesday surgery, obviously, so you were in surgery yesterday.
Oh yeah, Thursday is research at home.
Nice.
Which it's normally jiu-jitsu in the morning, rush home, take the kids to school, then go for a run.
Nice. Double sesh. I can't do that anymore. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm going to tell you my busy day in a minute and you're going to laugh at me. Friday
alternates week on week. So it's either double clinic or operating.
Okay. I find, what do you prefer? Do you prefer being in operations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Saying that though, the thing I really like about my job is meeting people. And actually, clinic's quite good. You get to meet loads of people, make a difference.
Yeah.
Talk about what you can do to make them better, what they can do to make themselves better.
It's a cliche. You're a doctor. Yeah, it must be unbelievably rewarding, like as a thing. That's where, like, I'm quite glad teaching jiu-jitsu. You see real changes in people. I'm sure the kids, right? Yeah,
the kids are hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, you guys do such a phenomenal job. I'm petrified of the kids, absolutely petrified of them. But I think it's because they can smell my fear. They look at me. I can see they're like, he's an easy target. It's a good job he's not in charge.
Not going to listen to that one.
No. But I have seen big changes in people with jiu-jitsu. But God, you must get it all the time. I mean, I say it's a little thing. It's not like my knee. I kind of suffered in silence with it for a good while, really. And then I got very, very, very lucky again, the community that you guys, kind of helped me. But it was, even though it was a pretty minor injury, it was pretty life-changing. I mean, I could train again, and so it is pretty amazing that you can do that for work. Yeah, I'm quite jealous. So do you have, we're going to talk more jiu-jitsu specific stuff now. What's your favorite, like, position or technique or thing you like to do? Is there something you like? That's my go-to.
My Damo's miming. My favorite thing is an Ezekiel from Smash Half.
I had a feeling that was your thing.
And I like to pretend I'm trying to get the leg out, so they're all worried about keeping my leg locked up.
Yeah.
And then you sneak an arm across the throat.
Cheeky Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Did Anna show you that?
Anna is like the queen of Ezekiels.
She loves them, doesn't she?
Yeah, and Ezekiels.
Anna is like, I thought she'd be like a little bit calmer at the moment, given what's going on. And she just absolutely mullered me on last week. The
thing is, when you roll with her, I love her control. Everything is so, I don't want to, slow's not the right word, but it's so measured.
And
then all of a sudden I'm wrapped up like a pretzel and I can't breathe anymore.
Anna's really good.
Yeah.
Anna's really good. I'm sure, like, sometimes like she'll do stuff where I'm a bit petrified. Like, she'll roll a certain way and I'm like, oh my God, she's dead. And it's, oh no, she's fine. And she's, her profession as well. It's like, she's used to, used to. I don't know if Anna's had any really bad injuries, actually.
She has from one of her first jobs.
Has she?
Yeah, that's what
Jesus. What about Joe? Have you? Did
Joe injured her shoulder. Anna did her medial sternoclavicular joint last year.
I just like the techie words. I
Yeah.
say techie, biological words.
Anatomical.
There we go.
I like it that we both couldn't think of that word then.
Ezekiel from Half. Roger's good at that's a Roger thing, the old Ezekiel. Have you seen the one he does? No, sorry, it's a different joke. The one where he puts a gi in his mouth, though.
I don't know.
I'll show you next week. If you're happy with putting the gi in your mouth.
Yeah, as long as it's my gi.
It's your gi.
Yeah.
It's their gi.
Oof.
It's risky ground.
It depends who it is.
Depends who it is. I don't think we've got too many stinkers.
No, we don't actually. I think it's good, actually.
That's one of the biggest things, man. Like,
actually, one of the things I really quite like about the gym is I think all the weirdos get weeded out.
Yeah, I agree.
Someone senior has a quiet word with them.
Yeah. It's hard. It is hard. I'm touching wood as you say that, because I've been around a lot of gyms, and it doesn't take a lot to, fuck with the what's going on. But on the whole, we seem to have quite nice people come through, don't we? We have been lucky, honestly. There's not. I think we've had one like really glaringly like, okay, yeah, you've got to leave kind of thing. But like we've been on the whole, we've been pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's mad when I look back. I never saw this myself, but just a funny story. So my late friend Ollie Geddes, who was incredibly like intelligent guy, brilliant jiu-jitsu, but he's a workhorse. He wasn't natural. Roger had a gym on Kilburn High Road, so it wasn't there for that long. And Kilburn High, I used to live in Queen's Park, and you walked onto Kilburn High Road, and it's quite a vibrant road.
Yeah.
Quite a lot going on. And the gym was there, and I wasn't there for it. But back when I was in London, you would still get the sort of guy coming off the street looking for a Gracie challenge kind of thing. So you get all sorts, and I think the admin around the sort of weeding out the crazy is we don't have an awful lot of it. I'm cursing it now, aren't I? But Ollie, there's this really famous story about it. So he was famous for like pulling half guard. He was a half guard guy. And in competitions, or he'd get taken down super quickly. It's just like, Ollie's at 2 points down straight away, because he couldn't, it's just like, it was almost a running joke. He starts at a deficit. Apparently this guy came in, and, like you look at like traditional Gracie challenge videos, it's like going in, clinching and taking him down or whatever. And Ollie went so sport jiu-jitsu, like this guy's like swinging at him, and he just sort of shuffles in and pulls half guards, but still gets on top and, does whatever. But I just wish I was there. And he was so, but we don't get that on the hard streets of Marlow, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So no one coming in asking, more just angry, well, where do I park my Porsche?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely fine. Do you have any favourite? Do you like watching jiu-jitsu out of interest? Do you watch much?
Not like in my spare time.
No.
So sometimes there'll be something like a technique I want to get better at, and I'll watch some technique videos. I'm not much of a sport watching person.
In general?
No.
Yeah. I don't watch much jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I used to have a magazine. I used to watch a lot.
Yeah.
And now that I don't have to do it, I don't think I like watching it.
Yeah.
I think I've finally come to that conclusion. It has to be the biggest, matches. I'm not like, but you learn a lot from watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do, same as you, if there's something on my mind, or I do Roger's website and Fion's website and Ryan Hall's website. So if there's any sparring clips, you learn a lot from watching, actually. And Fion, actually, it's interesting watching her roll, because most of the time she's rolling against guys. But she's like, just obviously unbelievably technical, but she's got like, she's only got one gear, which I admire. You look at people, I do think you're a bit like that, to be honest, Kat. You roll.
I've been told that.
Yeah, you got one gear, but I honestly think it's a real balancing act. But all the people that I know that are really good or lean towards competition, they, that whole thing, you train the way you compete.
Yeah.
I think it's true. And because we don't have a comp class yet either, where like, you kind of, another one like Robbie Morris, he always brings the intensity, doesn't he? And Robbie's always done really well in competition, because he's just used to that, you know what I mean? Whereas I'm lazy. So I'm usually doing it as little as possible to justify my croissant, while enjoying it, obviously. Keeping the wolf from the door. But yeah, do you have any grapplers that, like aspiring grapplers, you're like, like they're style of grappling or you know.
There are people at the gym that I like to roll with because I will learn from rolling with them.
I know you like rolling with me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I am the best coach.
Damo's one of my favourites.
Is he?
Yeah. Damo likes to threaten a leg lock. I love that.
Damo loves a leg lock,
Yeah.
doesn't he? You do love a leg lock.
My upper body strength is not there.
I don't. That's not why it is. It's just you've got a nice little foot lock on you.
Yeah.
He does like a leg lock, actually. Do you like leg locks?
No.
Or you're like, no, that's my job.
No.
That's what you do everything. I thought you were just legs and ankles.
Yeah.
Don't discriminate. Who else is good at leg locks at the gym? Ongi, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people at Mason, yes. Yeah, Mason likes a leg lock, doesn't he? I think now at our place, in a good way, people are less scared of its exposure to it, isn't it? Like leg locks and heel hooks and stuff, because you were getting shown it. But I remember Ongi's first Sunday. Did you go? Everyone's just cringing.
Yeah.
So he's like showing a heel hook and everyone's like, oh, you know, and in your head you're going, it's no worse than like this. It's just a different joint, right?
Yeah.
But am I right in saying you can't feel, you got less nerve endings and stuff in your knees? Or am I talking?
I actually don't
Wouldn't
know.
know. How do you not know? You went to Oxford. You're supposed to know everything.
Probably.
Probably. Well, the reason I say that, rumour has it I don't like to tap, Cat. I think I'm getting a bad reputation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I get a bad rep.
There are definitely some people that never tap.
Yeah, there are. There are a few I've actually had to say to, like, listen, they would, or like at least letting them know that the other person stopped there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
And sometimes I'll be joking to someone, like, is this not on? They're like, oh, yeah, it's on. I'm just not going to tap.
that's a bit weird. Because it's like the next step is you're asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm always petrified that I'm going to wet myself. Because I've seen it
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
I can say it's an anonymous story, but another one of my, God, I feel like I'm just talking about people who've passed away. Bless you, another one of my good friends and brilliant teacher, Nick Brooks, at his school. There was a guy who, a little tanky blue belt, who was wicked, really lovely to train with. And he had this, I can't remember from what position, he had a really sneaky choke that like pretty much everyone he rolled with for the first time would fall for it. And a big visiting black belt came in and he was not going to tap. And so he went out and he had like blue gi bottoms on and they were very quickly becoming very dark blue. Just from you know.
The moral of this story is go for a wee before you train.
Well, that as well. That's the only thing I don't like about the new gym, actually.
Is the toilets are downstairs.
So far away.
So far.
And Matt is lovely. He would let everyone use his toilet if we pushed him, but I don't think it's fair because, you know, he's got his office to the side. So I don't like having to go so far for a wee.
I used it.
Yeah, you're allowed though. Why are you allowed? You work with Matt. You do, that's true. I don't think you'd mind if I went, but I feel like it's it's a bit of a dodgy ground, isn't it? Yeah, who else do you like to roll with in the gym then? I know you can't pick out. He's like everyone, obviously, but
I have to say, Pete Jupp's one of my favourites.
He's great, isn't he?
He's really big and really controlled,
Yes.
and I find I learn loads with him.
Yeah.
So this morning, after class, I rolled with him, and then I rolled Steve Vinyl's loads of fun because he's really fast.
Yeah.
And we're roughly the same size, which is nice.
Yeah. You do need all sorts of training partners as well, actually. I think that's quite important. It's as much as there are some days, like, so for example, I don't know if you'll listen to this, but one of my good friends, Kev, has just started training. Kev's quite a big boy and he's a former professional rugby player and he brings the heat. He trains, he's going.
Yeah.
And, but I've seen it like with people that he knows he can be. Do you know what I mean? And not in a bad way. Some people, even people go to me like, "Cool, Kev's getting really good." And he's like, "Cool, he brings it. It's like first thing in the morning and he's bringing the heat." But I think you need that. I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. I'd never have. Like, if you need all sorts. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes if there's someone who wants to go, they're going at 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's still your ego at the end of the day. It's like, because I could just play possum. Do you know what I mean? So it's even when I'm like, "Oh, I'm not up for this." Like, well, don't then. Just relax. But I always rise to it, and then you go, "Oh, that's good actually," because it's the equivalent of like a PT shouting at you, isn't it? And going, "Just come on, we're here to fight." But there we go. I'm going to check my phone to see if I've missed anything exciting I wanted to ask you about.
Go on then.
There's a few philosophical ones.
Oh, okay. I don't
Ha-
like philosophy.
Do you not? 'Cause
It's
it's
a
not like,
waste of time.
do you? Do you know?
My
It's
husband
like,
will tell you I'm so unphilosophical. Like he'll try and start like a really in-depth conversation with me. I'm like, what's the point?
thing is, it's like almost the complete contradiction of like your profession in a
Yeah.
sense, isn't it? That's interesting though, because Ahmed's a bit of both, isn't he?
Yeah, he can be very philosophical
Yeah.
actually. He quite likes a theoretical discussion.
See,
And I'm like, well, if it's not real, why am I talking about this?
yeah, fair. I'm on the other end because I'm not very clever. I like philosophy.
Yeah.
I like philosophy.
It's funny because I think I'm not clever enough for philosophy. Like I don't like to think.
I think you can hide in philosophy a bit. Like I
Okay.
wouldn't ever say I wouldn't talk with authority or anything. Even if people go, "What philosophy do
Well,
you
that's
like?"
one of the things about philosophy is you can make up whatever you like.
Yeah, true. There's an author, a guy whose book I've read like 4 of his books, Nassim Taleb. He did like the Black Swan and they're all amazing. But I read while I'm reading them, I'm like, I think this is a bit too clever for me. And then I'll read a page, and I'm like, oh, I think I got that bit. I quite like that. And then I'll dwell on that little thing. But I'll still finish the book and go, if someone said, what's the book about? I'd be like, I don't really know. Not sure.
Yeah.
But on that line, so how does jiu-jitsu help you away from the mats at work or at home?
So like I said earlier, I think it really has taught me to be calm in really uncomfortable positions.
Mm,
So like your immediate response is when you're squashed is you want to tap out. But actually, in fact, little Sam taught me just don't tap. Take a minute and think, can I get out of this? Rather than your knee-jerk reaction being, oh, you've got me, but take a second and think about it. And actually I find that really helpful in everything is if something's hard, stop a minute and think, how am I going to get out of this?
absolutely.
Instead of just wanting to bail on it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, to chip in with that, when people go, how do I get out of this position?
Yeah.
Quite often I'll go, one, just put your foot on the brake and hold fire for a second,
Yeah.
right? Like relax, take a step and just consolidate.
Mm.
And it's very philosophical, Cat. You like to compete. Cat did do my knee.
I did.
It was,
You know what? That was luck at the time. I happened to be working with a knee surgeon and I happened to get on really well with his secretary.
Yeah, I know.
And I honestly never underestimate the power of asking for something nicely.
Honestly. So full contact. Can I say, so what happened with that? Yeah. I hurt my knee. I went to, and I'm not knocking, hope this doesn't come across as like a NHS are terrible because it's not supposed to be. It just shows you where it's at, I guess. Went to the doctors, saw a physiotherapist, sort of as best diagnosed. I think you've done some medial meniscal stuff. I'm going to refer you to a physiotherapist. Got a letter through saying physiotherapy session literally in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I'll crack on, trying. And I think Ahmed got wind.
Yeah.
And he said, come to the house,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
diagnose you. And I'll never forget, you both were sat in your sofa and you were like, can you just do this, Callum? I think you made me do like a deep squat or something. I was like, yeah. And I did a deep squat and then my knee went like, dong, 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 made all these noises come up. I was
Yeah,
like,
and both Ahmed and I were like, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, you went, I know what that is. And I went, yeah, I think it's all right. And you went, I don't think it is. Like, that's not supposed to make that noise. But then, yeah, Ahmed literally on his phone, you've got a scan tomorrow in London, had the scan. Next day, Ahmed, have you got time for a call? Yeah. This is what you've done. And then even and then just bomb. And then that surgeon, 2 weeks later or something like that. So unbelievably lucky. So yes, Cat did do my knee. Any people that you look up to in the sport, or so it could be at the gym, and you can't say me, obviously.
Well, obviously that would be my top answer.
Of course.
Do you know what? I think the people I look up to most and that challenge me most are some of the other girls at the gym. And actually, I started competing after Siobhan did her first competition. And she didn't tell anyone. She just snuck off and did a competition and then sent us all pictures afterwards. And I was really jealous. I was like, I wish I'd done that.
I'd gone, yeah.
But she was like, Kat, you're going to sit down on Smooth Comp today. And at the end of the day, you're going to tell me that you've booked a competition.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I know you're talking about not pushing people into competition, but I think encouraging people,
Yeah.
there's a fine line between that. And Anyway, she was like the turning point in me being like, right, I'm going to do it.
Gonna do it.
And then Anna and Sam are both brilliant at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And particularly Sam she's always exposing holes in my game. I think she enjoys it, actually.
They're both very good.
But rolling with her is such a learning experience, because she'll be like, no, if you do that, I'm going to get you every time.
So that's good. You need that bit of feedback. It's nice from people that you know, and you're right. Like, I think I look at the gym and, you know, it's obviously moved into a new space. Definitely an area where we can do more work is the competition side of things, and trying to encourage people, and also like a space where it's like, we tried it, and probably the wrong time, like a comp class as well.
Yeah, I remember.
There's stuff we can definitely do.
I think even just talking about it more regularly, like the people that do it, getting other people to come along, and the coach is saying, if you want to talk about what it involves, grab any of us.
Yeah, I think that's, definitely. And there's people in the gym, the irony being like, you know, now we have people in the gym who I always feel guilty because I don't do it that much. But then you have like Dave, who doesn't do it that much, but he's done it a lot, you know, and he can talk from a place of authority. Paul in another martial art, Evelyn in another martial art. So there are people there, but definitely, you know, because I do think, you know, doubling down on that, I do think it's something that is worth people doing at least once.
Yeah, it's absolutely an experience.
Just to see, even if it's just the day where you write it off and go, you know, because I'm still in that area where I'll finish the competition and then be like, I'm not sure if that was worth it. But
I had one last year where there was no one in my category and I was merged with the adults. So I had one competitor 17 years younger than me. He's a second Dan in judo.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And then the other one is 22 years younger than me. Roger Gracie's stepsister. Yeah. And that was a hard day because we'd all entered everything. So gi, no gi, the absolute. And I just got smashed up 5 times in a row. And it was one of those competitions where at the end of it, I was like, I don't think I enjoyed that. And actually, I think it took me 6 months to get over that. So I think I'm glad I did that.
Well, I think this is the thing with, like, you could be so lucky or unlucky if you're, say, just doing something once as well.
Yeah.
So an anecdote, he's talked about it. Do you know who Buchecha is? Marcus Almeida. So Buchecha is he's the guy who's won the most black belt world titles. So he's got 12, I believe, black belt world titles at adult, so more than Roger. He's the guy he was the guy. And he's never won the ADCC, but like silver medalist. So he's a phenomenal competitor, heavyweight competitor. I can't remember the night. I'm saying I remember when I spoke to him, he lost like his first. It was a lot of competitions first round at white belt. He's like, I lost like 10, 15 competitions first round as a white belt. And he went on to be the most decorated IBJJF competitor guy ever. And there's loads of stories like that. There's another guy called Felipe Costa who is, he used to compete at rooster weight, so 55 kgs. And the first competition he ever won was the IBJJF adult black belt world title. Yeah. So, you know, but you go, you know, you could, or but then on the flip, you can have, you could just go and be really talented and steamroller a load of people. I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but like, you know, James Jackson, who doesn't train us anymore, like very, very gifted. And he would just have a field day in competition. And I know one of the last matches he had was against a guy, I don't even know the guy's real name, a guy called Caveman's his nickname. He's a full-time jiu-jitsu athlete, right? Yeah. And James lost. He got leg lock, which can happen to anyone at that level, absolutely. But I think for James, that was probably a little bit of a challenge because it's the first time that's happened. That could have been his first match, and him be like, actually, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, so there's a lot of nuance to it, and that's where you're right. You need someone probably there to be like, get back on the horse, you know, or you know. So yeah, I'm with you. I've got here training in the morning, weirdos, but that's obviously because that's just necessity.
You know what? I like getting my exercise done in the morning.
Yeah.
If it gets to the afternoon, I start getting a bit lethargic. And also, I think if it's too late, I find it really difficult to relax at the end of the day then. So I think actually getting up and going is really good.
I'm with you, to be fair. Like, I know, listen, I'm privileged now that I can train at lunchtime through work and schedule, but for a long time, in previous life, the only time that I could train was evenings, and I'm with you. Then I just
Yeah.
wouldn't sleep.
Yeah.
You do it when you can,
You're
right?
buzzing too much.
You are, yeah. No, I'm still not even like I taught last night. I didn't actually roll last night, but
Mhm.
I still got home and thinking about everyone else's session. Actually,
Yeah.
it's quite, it's nice, but you know, time management. You got enough time. You got enough time, Jermaine.
There's never enough time.
It's not really, is there?
Yeah. Like fitting everything in is really hard. There's not enough time for jiu-jitsu and all the other things. So
No.
you have to be super organised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Do you ever feel? I worry sometimes that I'm not like. I think I'm older than you, but like physically, I'll be like a bit shot at the end of the day for anything other than like my kids. I'm a bit
Yeah,
worried that I'm
yeah.
not giving enough. But you know,
I think you're only about 5 minutes older than me.
I'm not going to ask you your age on
Yeah.
camera, Cat. I look young. Look haggard. Someone said I looked haggard the other day. I was like, that's not appropriate.
Yeah, that's not nice. Did Damo say that? Was it him?
No, it wasn't. It was someone at the gym. She's quite funny though, so it's all right. What's the most challenging part of your job? Probably chopping toes off, I reckon.
No, chopping toes off is easy.
That's an easy one, isn't it?
I think dealing with complications and the patient, complications will happen to everyone. And that's something that even the best surgeon in the world at some point will have a complication. It's the more you operate, the more likely it is to happen.
Yeah.
And then for your patient, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just bad luck.
Yeah. It's high stakes, isn't it? I guess
Yeah.
for you. Stop me if I'm wrong. There's another guy. He runs a jiu-jitsu club in Kingston who used to run Jiu-Jitsu Brotherhood. Maybe still does. Not Nick, his partner, Mark. His name is. He was a doctor. Can't remember if he was a GP. I can't remember. But he was saying, oh, it was like, I know I was so unaware of this, but it makes sense. Like the amount of doctors who are just continually being sued.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must take its toll. It must be stressful. I don't know if that's happened, but just, like you say, that kind of thing. That's where I'm like, I'm in awe of what you do, really, because, the stakes are quite high, aren't they, from that perspective? But yeah, my brother works in mental health care, and I'm doing him a disservice, and I'm not sure where he lies within the field now, but he has to deal with some really difficult things where, like, he's had instances where someone who's sort of under his care has taken their life, and then he's obviously personally, so what could I have done better? But then he has to go through the formal process of checking his due diligence, etc. So no, I'm massively in awe of what you do. It's amazing. All three of your kids, do you push them? Yes.
A little bit.
A little bit. You got to do a little bit.
Sometimes it's not worth the argument.
I think as long as they're doing something right, I just want my kids to be active.
Yeah,
I'd love them to do what I do. I'm more wary because it's like what Dad does.
Yeah.
For a living, but yeah, I think that's the main thing. But yeah, mate, I think we've covered everything I wanted to ask you, Kat.
Awesome.
Was there anything you wanted to ask, Damo?
Yeah.
You know it. I mean, you know everything. You are.
You could have just done it with Damo. He'd have told you all my answers.
I know, but it gets weird if me and Damo talk on our own for too long.
Yeah.
Has anyone been watching Pluribus?
Oh, I started it.
Keep going.
Oh, really? Because I think I got 3 episodes in and I was like,
not feeling it.
She's such a fucking bitch. I just want them to assimilate her.
She is a bit bitchy, isn't she?
Yeah.
A bit angry.
She'd be so much better if she was taken into the hive mind.
Yeah, she probably would be. But I'm quite enjoying it.
We started watching
I'll finish
it
this, sorry.
because we'd caught up like with the episodes for the other things, so we needed something else.
Something new.
And then we started that, and then after a few episodes, I was like, I don't really care what happens to her. I don't like her.
No empathy for her.
And then there were new episodes of the other stuff I was watching, so I was saved.
What are you watching?
Landman.
Oh, I've heard about that. Is that that's the guy from? Did you watch
1883 is the best thing I've ever seen on TV.
So good.
Yeah.
I do quite a good impression of the lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There is death everywhere.
That's not bad.
See?
It's brutal.
So brutal.
And really beautiful. It's one of the best written things I've ever seen. So Taylor Sheridan, who wrote that, who I'm now a huge fan of, he did Yellowstone.
He did Yellowstone as well, didn't he? Yeah.
And 1923, which is the one with Harrison Ford in.
That's the only one I've not watched.
Yeah, it's quite, and Helen Mirren's in it. That's good.
It's good.
I
Okay.
like that.
I love. Is it 1883? Isn't it? Yeah. Or
So
60?
1883 is the one,
prequel to
yeah, and then
Harrison.
1923 is the one with Harrison Ford, which is like the next generation of the same family.
Ah,
And we're watching Landman, which is Billy Bob Thornton as like an oil guy in
okay.
Texas.
It's got one of the main characters from 1883 in it, hasn't it? Or it looks like it has on the.
I can't remember.
Okay, I think it does.
But his stuff is the characters are so well written. I think it's really good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be good because we haven't got anything. Do you guys watch series together? If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like we don't have much time, so honestly, we'll do like 20 minutes a night.
Really? That's good. That's probably a nice amount.
But yeah, so we're watching that, and we're watching Fallout, which is really entertaining.
Fallout, yeah, series 2. I haven't watched series 2 actually.
We've just started.
Oh, okay.
We're a couple of episodes in.
Oh, I love Fallout.
Yeah.
It's really good. Have you watched that demo? Season 1.
I think that's where we are.
Okay, I need to get on season 2. Wicked.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kat. Sorry to
Welcome.
take so much of your time on your research day.
Exciting change to the plan.
That's nice. Yeah, wicked. How do we end it? Do I say anything?
Do we just say the end?
Something you want to like
say about the gym? No, not really. Well, at the time of this going out, which is January.
Yeah, it is January.
We have got a promotion on at the gym. So it's like 40% off, I believe, for anyone who joins within these 3 months. So that's quite a nice incentive if anyone wants to come down. But
that's loads.
It's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah. And but yeah, just in general, I think it's any suggestions really. Like I think especially because we're talking to you, Kat, and that as much we're trying to do as much as we can, but that trying to balance out the playing field a bit and getting more women through the door. Just making people aware that it's fun and it's like a safe.
I think we've got a really nice bunch of women that come.
I agree.
I think everyone's very encouraging and friendly.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important for the higher belts to roll with the new people.
Yes. Yeah. I must say on that front, actually, I won't call out anyone individually because they've all been great. I mean, Damo's always there as well, but like with the beginners course, it's been so nice to see how many of the senior students have been coming to sort of help. And that, you're right, my first ever class, my first ever role was with a black belt. And because it was a tiny club, but that, it like, I was instantly hooked.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and I was one of those, sorry, I know we're wrapping up, but I came with a bit of research. Like I knew what jiu-jitsu, what Brazilian jiu-jitsu was. I knew what a triangle choke was. I was going to get my blue belt in 6 months. Honestly, I was like, no, I'm going all in on this. I was actually, I did a master's degree in Brighton and I was very lost. Didn't know what I was doing. And then I started jiu-jitsu and it was such a crutch. But also, all my attention into it. But yeah, first round with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, which is just, I mean, as a white belt, you could roll with someone who's trained for 6 months and it's pretty humbling, right? But 6 months training to a newbie, but it was just insane. And I remember thinking, oh, this is magic. I need to learn it. But yeah, but no, you're right. Everyone's nice. Everyone's nice.
Yeah. No. Honestly, the gym's amazing.
Oh.
It feels like where our tribe is.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Community.
Yeah, it is.
The end?
Yeah, the end.
The end. Lovely.